Do I need to add myself? I do. Yeah, so continuing on with the series we started yesterday here on the Inside Real Estate YouTube channel. You might also be seeing this on Facebook or LinkedIn. Go ahead and give it a like if you feel like doing that. Help us spread the word a little bit about what we're doing here with Bold Trail. My name is Ryan, and today we are going to be diving in a little bit more into the Bold Trail page editor. Let me figure out my settings here. And we're going to just kind of look in. I have the help docs up here, which I want to paste to you guys in the comments. And we're going to kind of browse through these docs and then maybe play around a little with building out an about page. The more I dig into this solution, the more I realize there's a whole lot to it with a lot of options. And I think this page builder is going to be a recurring theme on these sessions for sure. So we're just going to take it slow, start to dive in, give you a sense for what you can do, what you can't do, maybe have a little fun on this session. So somebody just let me know in the comments if you can hear me. If you have built a page with the builder yet, let me know that you've built the page. Just a reminder, this functionality is rolling out to our audience here, to everybody who's in the Inside Real Estate community over time. So there's some of you guys who have been invited here who are beta users. Some of you guys might be looking in and you still have access to KV Core and some of our other platforms. Just know that this is coming very soon for you and will be relevant. And one of the big reasons we're doing this is so we can get some of this content in the can. Just know that you can always go back to the Inside Real Estate YouTube channel, click on the live tab right here. It's kind of small on your screen, and you'll see the history of these sessions, including you can see the one we did yesterday to kind of kick this off. All right, so let's quit the jibba jabba and hop in and start to look at some of the stuff here in this help doc, which I think I can show and you guys can find on YouTube in the comments here if you want to skip over to this. So starting out, there's going to be a series of templates in the system, right? And these are the templates that we're launching with. We have an about me, about us, so the single, the corporate, buyer's guides, preferred vendors, a seller's guide. And you can see kind of these different templates right here. So to start customizing a page, you're going to choose the template and click select, and then you'll be taken to the customization tool. So let's do that. Let's go through the docs here together and start to really do some stuff in here. And I actually cheated. I was already in that page, but let's just, as a refresher, go to Web and IDX on the left side of the dashboard. And let's go ahead and click on over to where it says pages up at the top here. I need to make this bigger. Somebody reminded me yesterday, this might not look great for you guys, right? And let's just go ahead and we'll grab the very first one here, this about me. And this is probably a good page to start with to get going. As we talked about yesterday, I think it's going to become more and more important that you kind of are clear about the value you provide and what your niche is maybe, or the reasons why people should work with you, everything that's going on out there in the real estate world, right? So let's start to build out an about me page right here. So I'm going to click select. Starting at the top left, I can play with the about me. I could say about Shelly. I'm going to use a fictional character here just for fun, just because I like to. So we're going to do about Shelly. And then if I click the advanced options here, you can see I can set my page slug. So the slug, and I realize this is small on your screens, guys, and I can't on the live, I can't really zoom in very well. Well, maybe I can a little bit. You can kind of see it right there. You can change this for whatever you want, but the slug is the part after your main website URL that people can go to find that page. Now, you don't have to worry about remembering that because you can always go and visit the page after you save it, but it's kind of a good thing to know if you do want to save that slug. Now, you have these options here to add to child sites. I'm going to leave some of this alone and some of this other stuff alone. Just know that you have some meta tag descriptions, so you can do about Shelly Lean. This is some SEO stuff, and then some keywords. Here, you can do like real estate agent and then whatever market you're in. So he's in Glengarry, this guy. And then these other options, this RSS property feed, if I'm assuming what that does correctly, if you put an RSS feed in there, it probably overrides the page with a running list of news, which is old functionality that KV Core had. So I would just leave that alone for our purposes today. And then our show header and show footer stuff, not too sure about that, but that probably means you can show and hide the header. So let's go ahead and hit save. And we've saved some of those options. Now let's get to the fun stuff. So I'm going to take this about page, which I actually really like the design of. It's nice and clean, and it's short. It's got some social icons on there. So I kind of like it. Let's go ahead and tweak this page so it's about our character here, our real estate agent. So first thing I'm going to do, I am going to put the company logo on here. And I'm just remembering what the header and the footer probably is. The show header and show footer probably means you can get rid of the navigation from your main site on these pages. I bet that's what that is. But we'll see about that in a minute. So I'm going to go to content, and I'm going to drag over on the right side. I'm going to drag an image right up to the top here. And I'm going to pull in our logo. Now, I had, prior to the session, done a little prep, so you guys didn't have to watch me make a logo on Canva. But I pulled a logo in, just in case you're wondering. I built a GIF animated logo on Canva. I've been having a little too much fun in there in Canva lately. It is just a plug for Canva. It's amazing. It's just straight amazing what you can do in there for 12 bucks a month on their pro plan. So I made not a great logo, but just something as a placeholder, and it's animated. And then I dragged that in there. The way that I got that there was I just, when you drag the image, you can upload into a folder, that folder I just showed you. And then your images that you upload are just there for you to use in your future stuff. So really you only need to upload your logo once. And then as you're building pages, you'll just be going back into the editor and grabbing it whenever you need it. So let's do a headline here. Do hi, Shelly. And let's say we wanted to change the size for whatever reason of this. So a few places where the size would show up, depending on where you're working. It might be right up top here in this menu, but I can also go over to the right side and I can make that a little smaller if I wanted to, just to show you kind of, it works as expected, right? You kind of have all these options on the right side right there that you can play with. If I wanted to change the font, let's see, can I change it? I might have to highlight it here. Yeah, so that's if I change it to Courier, Georgia, so you can have a little fun. Now, my advice would be that if you're using the templates, I know that we have some pretty talented designers who went and made these templates, and they probably know a little bit more about fonts, at least more about them than I do. So I'll probably just stick with what they did and not worry about that too much. But just know you have the options there if you want. Let me get the phone muted. And then, yeah, you can do things like space out the lettering and all this other stuff if you want to play around on the left side. So yeah, great question. What formats of images can we use? Well, let's see. So we'll go here. I'm going to swap out the image that we have here for our placeholder guy. We got to give him a name, don't we? Well, we'll give him a name later in a future webinar. So what images can we use? I'm going to click upload. It seems that it definitely takes GIFs, it takes PNGs, it takes MP4s. Basically, the way I can tell is that it allowed me to choose those from my my computer. Maybe in the help docs it tells us a little more about that. Don't know for sure. But so far, Manny, I haven't run into an image type that I can't upload. So all the usual suspects seem to be okay. All right. So where do we go? So we're right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out, now that I'm in here, I'm just going to swap out a picture of our friend here. So there's Shelly. You might recognize him from the Glengarry Glen Ross. I just like to play with him. He's a good sport. He's a fun demo character. So we've got Shelly. We've got his picture right here. Not hard, right? So in a couple of minutes, I'm talking here, but if you're not talking, nothing really too technical to do. You upload your logo, you go change the picture, you upload that image to the image library, and you're good to go. Good SEO practice is to fill out the alt tag stuff over on the right side. So I would do like Shelly Levine. Google likes it when you're filling out alt tags. Does everybody know what alt tags are? So alt tags are basically just, they describe the image basically, and people who maybe can't see the image, it describes it for them, and search engines like this. And I'm sure it speaks to the bots as well and everything else in search engine land. So Manny's saying he tried that, but it didn't change. You tried to change the photo of the person who's right here, and it didn't change. Try it one more time, but if it's still an issue, definitely let us know. I haven't had an issue, but it could be. And what file format were you using? That's probably a good question for me to ask you as well. That might help us diagnose that. All right, so I've got Shelly in here. I had a little fun beforehand playing with our good friend ChatGPT, another amazing tool. And I wrote Shelly an about. And it's interesting. I haven't tried this, I'm going to try it. So I wonder what would happen if we tried to write a bio about ourselves right now. Do you guys want to see this? I'm going to try to write a bio about myself. It might be a little, I'm scared of what it might produce. But you can see here, I wrote one about Shelley. I said, so write me a quick 3-paragraph bio for the character Shelley Levine from Mary Ross. It went ahead and it did it in the third person. I said, hey, give it to me in the first person and talk about how his manager, his college and his manager who tells him he can't have coffee. So and we got this great bio here that it came up with. I loved it. First try. Thank you, GPT. But I wonder what would happen if we asked to do it for a real estate agent. So can you write me a bio in the first person about a realtor named Brian Hartman in St. Pete, Florida? Let me see what it does. Because, man, that's creepy. I really have lived there for a decade. Okay. All right. So you guys might find, just as we're getting a little ADD here, maybe, and a little distracted, but you might find the point I'm trying to make is that writing your own bio, it could be like kind of icky, right? And it could take you longer than it should. See what the bots can do for you, what the AI can do, and then edit what it does. Because I don't really mind what it did here, and it put it in the first person for me. I could have asked for the third person, and this is what we did for Shelley. So I'm going to take the text right here. Please let me know. I'm kind of asking a little bit, trying to get engagement. Do you like this tip in terms of writing the bio with GPT? And feel free to comment if you're using GPT for other stuff, just out of curiosity, so other people who are watching can know about the things you're doing in that part of your marketing. So I'm going to go ahead here. I'm just going to highlight the text that was there and Control V. I had Control C'd it, Control V'd it, and there we go. Now, the page by default had this nice setup where it kind of centered Shelley off to the right. And one thing that we want to keep in mind here, and I have to keep reminding myself of this for the last decade, and it still comes up all the time. I'm sitting here on my desktop, and I can get really obsessed with where this appears and what it looks like, but I got to remember, probably 70, 80, even more than 80%, especially if I'm driving traffic from like social media. A lot of my traffic is going to see this in a mobile view, right? So just keep that in mind. So I'm not going to worry too much about the fact that he's down in the middle and centered, but I'm going to worry a little. So what I can do is I can start to play with the stuff in the right, and you can see here, there's like some padding settings right here. And then there were some other padding settings somewhere else. But you see, I was able to bring him up a little bit right here, auto width. Just know, so when things aren't appearing where you want them, you're going to play with the padding. That's what I'm trying to say here as I ramble on. Okay, so let me see. Am I zoomed in too much? And then the other thing that I want to mention in terms of that mobile and desktop is you can actually hide and view display and undisplay stuff on different devices too. You see this hide on at the very bottom. So say there's something I did want to show on mobile or not on mobile or on desktop, there are those options there. Okay, so we've got Shelley here centered. We've got his bio. And then under here, we've got our socials. And I really like this. The social block in the new page builder here, it just makes it easy because you just drag the social block in, right? So let's go back. Where's that at? Social. I'm going to just do it, show you like kind of how this arrives here. See that? And then I can just, so I'm going to get rid of that one again. And then I can just click on it, and then I can just start filling out the different profile links. So you don't have to mess with finding the icon for the different social network and everything else. You just go get your links to the profile. So that's really handy right there. If there's some that you don't want, so I'm not really chilling on X very much, so I'll get rid of X. I'm not really interacting with anybody there. I don't have a profile or an active one, so I just get rid of that. So pretty cool. So that's the top section there. One more thing I wanted to show was in this section, we can start to have a little fun. There's like a nice animated image here. Let's put a different one in here. So I'm going to click search for your GIFs, for GIFs. And then you've got this Jiffy implementation that I found yesterday and was pretty excited about. So let's just see, just for fun. I think we found him here. Here we go. I'll find and put that coffee down. Actually, put that coffee down. So you can sort of start to tell a story is where I'm going, right? About yourself. So you would not do this, more practically. You would have your bio up here, and then you would do specializing in something, right? So he might say, he always tells me to put the coffee down. All right, so you can have a little fun, but let me kind of bring this back here to practical, and let's swap this out. And instead, let's grab a picture of a neighborhood nearby. Now I don't know if Glengarry is a real place. Let's see, Glengarry. So I'm just going to use St. Petersburg, Florida. So find a picture in GIFs. Okay, no luck there. No big deal. I'll have to go let's find an image elsewhere. So dynamic image. And so, so this is searching for GIFs. Let's see if I can drag the regular image block in, and I'm going to get rid of our GIF here. By the way, you see me do it. I'm doing it a little quick, but down at the bottom right corner, you see the trash can to get rid of stuff. You can also duplicate sections, which is kind of useful too, right? So I'm going to get rid of these with the trash can. And then I drag the regular image thing in so that I could then come into this library, and now I can search free photos. So it wasn't finding St. Pete, Florida in GIFs, which makes sense. People aren't randomly making GIFs about that. But I could do, probably if I do St. Pete, Florida, will I find an image? That's my second option. It always does that to me. St. Petersburg, Russia. Okay, this library is not doing what I need here, so we're just going to go back to the default, right? And we'll just go to Google Maps or Google Images. Do you guys find this helpful to watch me like stumble and fail? Because you're gonna experience the same thing, really, right? You're gonna be trying to do stuff, and that's kind of what I thought we could get out of these sessions, is you watch me kind of navigate and try to figure things out so that you can do the same. So let me know if that's working for you. But I'll just go ahead and do St. Pete, Florida. Okay, cool. Now I've got like some better images to use, right? Be very careful about using images that are not licensed, right? So I'll go to Tools up here at the top right, and then I'll just do Usage Rights Commercial right here, or Usage Rights. I need to do Creative Commons, right? So ideally, you're using images that you already have, but I'm just showing that you can kind of do this. So I'm going to grab this one. And I'll say it again, full disclosure, be careful about your images. You want to make sure you're using images you're allowed to use. For demo's sake, I'm going to use this one. I didn't vet that image very much, to be fair. So I'm going to upload my image. I'll click Insert. And now I have it in this section here. And what I want to do, where I'm going with this, is I want to add a headline that conveys my main kind of value proposition, or what I'm focused on. So we've got the stuff above that's like, hey, it's my intro, here's what I'm about. And in this next section, I think a good practice would be to talk about our niche, who we serve, where we serve, right? Like that. So let's go ahead and do a title right here. It's an H1. I can change the size. I can change the color if I want. Right. Let's make our designer's eyeballs bleed. I'm gonna go bright green just for fun. Don't do that, but you can do whatever you want there. Now it's a little close to this other section, so I'm gonna see if I can put some padding up above it. And I think I can go like this. If I click the more options in the padding section, I can kind of make it a little bit more. And now, actually, if I go more options. I thought maybe I could fix the Shelley where he's appearing, but I'm not sure I can. But anyway, so we have the headline, and we'll do serving, downsizing homeowners, helping. How about this? Helping empty nesters downsize into a St. Pete condo. There's a niche for you, right? Something like that. So the more specific you can get about your value prop, for sort of a topic for another day, right? The more niche down we can get, the better, because it kind of not only helps us really serve a defined set of people and we start to create our content around that idea, we become an expert, but it also helps people at a glance with this headline understand what you're about and whether or not you're for them, right? So helping empty nesters downsize into a St. Pete condo, right? And then you could have some other headlines here, right? So let's consult GPT again. I need 3 bullet points related to why Shelly is a good choice as a realtor for someone who wants a downtown condo. Let's just see what GPT gives us. So Kamaldip, I'm sorry if I'm getting your name wrong. We are rolling out. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna see the old KV Core. Now the good news is a lot of this page builder stuff that you see me talking about this week will likely be available to you from within KV Core ahead of you getting the full bold trail. So don't hold me to that, but that's kind of what it looks like might happen. I'm not sure when. It's just a rumor mill, and don't yell at me if that's not the case. But so I think it's worth sitting here and watching these sessions. And I also think it's a lot of what we're talking about now specifically you can do in the current landing page builder. You know, if you're building an about page, you're probably going to want to use similar copy, similar niche tactics around having a niche and things like that. So yeah, but I hear you. It's coming soon. So I'm going to go ahead and take this stuff out. Let's see what it does. Cool. Yeah, it gave me good bullets. They didn't format exactly how I wanted them to, but all I need to do is go up into the menu right up here, and then I'll give it a space, make this a little bigger. I'm finding this to be fairly easy, so I'm going to grab the proven track of success. I'm not even reading this, but I'm catching some of it, and the AI has done a pretty good job here, I think, to personalized client service right here. A little side note, you can try it. I've started playing with Meta's AI, which it doesn't come with a fee like GPT-4, and it's interesting too. You might be able to do some of this straight in there or on Google. So Shelly's extensive experience in real estate, particularly in the downtown area, ensures that he has deep understanding of the market trends, property values, and unique opportunities. Hey, I like it. It's good filler content. Known for remarkable ability and his reputation as the machine, right? So good stuff. So we have this section here about empty nesters. Now, bonus points, millions and millions of bonus points, and it's almost required now, guys. Instead of this generic picture of St. Pete, probably a video of you saying hello and talking about who you serve and why, right? So and especially going to become more important as we try to differentiate ourselves and make the case for us, on the buyer agency side. So I'm doing a shortcut here. Now, if you did want to put a video in, let's just grab a video of Shelly Levine, Glengarry. If you did want to put a video in, okay, you can take the YouTube video. I'm going to get rid of this block here for the image. And then I'm going to drag a video over into that block. I'm going to click on it, and then over to the right, I'm moving a little fast. There we go. And it appears like that. So all pretty easy to use. You can see for my money, it's a little too close to the right side. So I'll go ahead and click this more options on the padding. These block options, I think, are going to be our friends in a lot of cases in terms of the design of all this. And I'm just going to kind of like move the right one so it has a little bit more spacing. Also, I've got a little more space than I probably like here. Right? And then if I wanted to kind of center a little more in that section, I could go like that. I think that would work. And then what's this control stuff on the YouTube video? I don't know, I'm just playing around a little bit. And then you can see here appearing again our hide on desktop, hide on mobile if we wanted to show it there. Yep. So thanks, Kamal. Yeah. It's coming. So you guys get the point. You're getting the gist here, right? Pretty easy to do. Point, click. A little bit of a learning curve, but I think once you go through this exercise and you build yourself one page, not too hard, right? The last thing that I'm going to do and I might get myself into a little trouble, back myself into a corner, because there is a little more of a learning curve for this, but it's an important thing, is I'm going to try to build a form that generates a lead at the bottom of this page. Okay, so I'm going to, just for now, I'm just going to get rid of the stuff at the bottom. Okay, so I have this whole row right here. I can click on it. I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm going to keep the headline here. And this is a little bit of an extra space here, probably don't need. And then I'm going to say instantly access Shelly's hot condo buys for St. Pete downsizers. I'm making this up on the fly, guys. I could probably do better than that. All right, and then I'm going to make the text a little smaller. Let's have a little fun. Let's make the hot like a pink. But okay, so it actually takes the whole thing and makes it that color. So I'm not going to get away with that. Some editors do function like that. Maybe I'll can do it up here. Yes, I think I can do it from here. Where's my hot pink? Save. Yes. So totally unnecessary, guys. But if you want to have fun, I mean, this should be fun, right? We get to, one of the nice things about this industry we're in is, sure, we need to work really hard, but sometimes we get to sit around and have a little fun with our marketing. So there's some hot pink right there, coloring hot condo buys for St. Pete downsizers. I italicized it, and mostly just doing that to give you guys the idea that you can play around a little bit. Ooh, cool. Emoticons. All right. All right, all right. So did you see that over here? We got the smiley face up toward the side. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, do we have fun ones? Let's see. People, symbols. Yes. Oh, we're probably gonna have houses here and there. I'm kind of kidding around, guys. Don't get too distracted with the emoticons, but throw them in here and there. Makes your page more fun if that's your style. And then we're gonna do our form down here. So if we want to directly link to that list, and maybe we use a squeeze link in the system from the lead engine, and we let the squeeze link do the job for us, we could do that without a form. And then we let the native registration stuff in the system take over. But let's go ahead and make a form where the person can opt in right here. So I'm going to get rid of that section. I'm going to click on content again, and then I'm going to look for my form block right here. I'll go ahead and grab that. And now we're going to have some fun. So I'm going to click select the form. This is one of my first times doing this, guys. There's probably, it's not bad, but there's definitely some learning curve here. One interesting thing you'll see is that you can actually drop your site search in. See the add simple search? That's kind of cool. So if you want to put that up top or at bottom, you could throw that in there and people could search your IDX straight from any pages that you're building. I haven't tried that yet, but that's cool to see. And then over here on the right side, we have our lead form. And we have lead type buyer, so we can do all the normal stuff in the system. Our URL after login, well, that is going to be the IDX page with the property listings in this case. You could also have it be another landing page, custom page that you create with a link to the page. So I'm a big fan of something called bridge pages. If you search the YouTube channel for bridge pages, let's do it here, the Inside Real Estate YouTube channel. I did a webinar probably 3, 4, 5 years ago now on that channel about bridge pages, and I'm just going to reference that. If you go to the channel and you use the search, here we go. This bridge pages 4 years ago. That's as you get more advanced in your funnels, that's definitely an element that I know firsthand will increase your conversions. So I'll just throw a plug in for that if you want to go watch that one, or just Google kind of what affiliate marketers and other marketers out there say about bridge pages. So you could, the point being, this URL after login, you have lots of flexibility. Take people straight to the property list, take them to a bridge page, take them to your YouTube channel, right? Take them to a simple page that says, hey, thanks, that resource you requested is over in your email. Maybe you want them to go to their email and you know, you want them trained to go open an email from you, and then you use a smart campaign to send the email. Right? So URL after login. Let's see. Am I gonna mess with that? I'm not gonna do it now, guys. But basically, I would need to just do link to the downsizing list, right? To the downsizing list. So I'll put that in there. .com. That's just a filler. And then my hashtag is important because the hashtags are what's going to drive further automations in the smart campaigns in the system. So I do want to have my hashtag for downsizing or whatever I'm going to use there. So, and none of this, for those of you who are familiar with the KV Core landing page builder, none of this is new, right? When you build landing pages in KV Core, same thing, URL after login, hashtags. So I'm gonna click add lead form. Once I've got those settings done, you'll see here, I get a nice horizontal view here. It's probably pretty dark for you guys. I can see it on my screen, but it actually says first name, last name, email, and cell phone above each of the boxes. So we're going to start to play around with that a little bit, just how it displays. It's just black, so I don't think it's showing great on your screens. So here I'm playing with the width, right? So I'll go like this. I can play with my alignment. It's not affecting that too much. I can play with the font size of all my fields in the form. I can play with what fields are in the form, probably a big deal, right? So in this case, it says see the list now. I was building a page yesterday. It seems to have carried over my last preferences. So my submit button says see the list now. I'm requiring a cell number here. And the way that I'm requiring is if you hit edit, you can see you get this required or not required. Right? I'm not a fan of collecting phone numbers for my own reasons. So I'm going to get rid of that. Those reasons being that if you generate create lots of content and you do all the other stuff right, they're going to call you eventually. But that's personal preference. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of the last name, and then I'll just have first name and email. And then I'd like to get rid of this dark. You guys can't see it, but it does say first name and email above each of those boxes in black, and I'd like to control how those look. So here it is. It's under label options. Now they're bright green, so you can see them. But you can see you can adjust the color there. I think I can just totally get rid of those if I want to, or put them on the side, bold them. So it's pretty cool. Lots of options here. How skinny they are. Yeah, lots of options. Okay, so that's our labels. I'm going to collapse that option. Field options, my text color, my background color. I can make my boxes bigger. This is all good. Maybe I'm more of a form geek than you guys are, but this stuff really matters for conversions. So you want your form to feel welcoming, not be too small, so they have to like put their fingers in on the phone. Just think about when you fill out forms on a phone, right? You kind of want to make sure it's nice and feels like you got space to put your thumb in there. Yeah, so I can play with my borders. Let's go with the lime green. Oh yeah. All right, let's make this ugly. Woo! So you can have lots of fun with this right here. Border radius. Okay, button options. So now we're scrolling down. Auto width. Okay, yeah. So this adjusts the size of the button. I can make it full width. I take the auto width off. I can make my background color that lime green. How ugly is that? I'll make it pink. I'm mostly doing these obnoxious colors just for demo's sake for you guys. Then again, the letter spacing and all this other stuff. Yeah. So I thought there was an option somewhere, and I know there is, where you could make it so the fields either go left, right, or they go top, bottom. And I'm not remembering where that is. It's in here somewhere. So just know you can do that as well, somehow, some way. Maybe it's under rows? No, I don't think so. So I'm going to save this. So pretty cool, right? So we kind of did our about. We talked about our value prop right here. Now, of course, we might do another version of this page where we only talk about the value prop, and then we have the opt-in below that. That's interesting. You could make a version of this page, like clone it, redo it, so that it says, instead of St. Pete, it says Clearwater, so you can go to different areas. So lots of possibilities here for building focused pages around the targets, and the marketing that you're doing. Any video on turning on Facebook or Google Ads? Yeah, there's a lot in there. I haven't been doing these webinars for a few years. I wasn't with the company, so they might be, the ones that I did might be out of date, slightly. But there's lots of Facebook ads content on the YouTube channel and Google. So you can see here. Yeah, so just go search that, and then Google. The Google content's probably still pretty relevant because Google doesn't change much. So this one from 12 to 21 is probably from 2 years ago. Is probably still pretty relevant. Yeah. So what do you think, guys? We're about 35 minutes in. That was kind of a deep dive. I'm sure I left some stuff out into what we have our hands on here with this page builder. A few other things I'll just mention. You can put custom HTML in. So if you're good with that sort of thing, I can come over here and just have fun with my blocks. So if you and that could be useful if you're trying to put custom stuff. I don't know for sure if you can put scripts in there, but yeah, you can get a little geeky with that. So mark test mark 3. I'm just doing ugliness just for so you can interact with it if you know HTML, aside from the building options. And what other options here did we not explore in the builder? We touched on a lot of this. Oh, the menu, that's interesting. Let's try to put a menu up top. What happens if I do that? Okay, picking up what you're putting down. All right, so I drag the menu, add new item. Oh, all right, test nav item. Google.com. Ha. Okay. So you can add it'll kind of display like a navigation. So my link color here, we'll go with the hot pink again. So you can put like a little short custom navigation on the page. Oh, this is good. It was always a little bit of a frustration of mine with KV Core is you don't have a lot of flexibility on your navigations. So you can do that here. So I'll add another one, item 2. And then, yeah, there we go. So yeah, navigations. Cool. Okay. Well, guys, I think we can call it a day right now. I don't see too many other comments coming in. Again, if you like this stuff and you want to see more of it, please do like the YouTube channel. If you're watching on Facebook or LinkedIn, give us a like or subscribe or whatever. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the notification bell. So you're notified when we drop more of these. We're not always going to do them at the same time. We'll either be a live stream, but you might just see me drop little 5-minute tips and tricks that don't require a whole presentation like this. You'll see a little 3 or 4-minute video or a YouTube short drop. So make sure you're subscribed to everything. And if you could do us a favor, success can be bred. How do I say this? It's better if everybody on your team is plugging into this stuff, because then the more people in your office or on your team know about this stuff, the more you can help each other. Right. So if you can tag somebody at your office in the comments, that's also pretty helpful, who you think could use this info. We're all going to learn these platforms gradually as we go. This page builder is really cool, gives you a ton of flexibility with your marketing. And over the next weeks and months, we're just going to build some really cool, fun stuff with it. So Adam's asking, is this live now on KV Core? Not quite yet, but it's coming. It's coming. And thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Hopefully we have an update on that in the next few weeks. But you should be able to explore this functionality soon in KV Core. So thanks a lot, guys, for plugging into this Bold Trail live session. We'll be back tomorrow. I forget the topic. I think tomorrow we're going to talk about some basic stuff with re-engaging your sphere of influence using a CRM. So whether you have Bold Trail or not, I just want to get into, we're going to use Bold Trail to do it, but I think there's a lot of missed opportunity right now, especially since some people in the industry are slow, in just going and remembering who you know and doing an exercise. I posted in the Inside Real Estate group a few days ago something from a network marketer, a famous network marketer who had this sheet, that had all the different people and areas of your life where you might know people. So tomorrow we're gonna talk about basic contact management, how to get people into the system pretty much manually by just jogging your memory and manually a process for putting them into the system and setting them up to get the kind of follow-up that they won't mind getting, and that could lead to conversations that lead to closing. So you're welcome, Manny. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Kamaldeep. Thank you, everybody, for their participation. And this replay is instantly available live on the Inside Real Estate YouTube channel. See you tomorrow, guys. Have a good one.